So, remember when you grew up and you watched your favorite cartoon or like an anime or played a good video game or uh, maybe read a good book? It was a nice break from reality, you know? You were able to experience something that was completely disconnected from your world. You had different characters, you had different regions. Some places had magic, some places were just wastelands. That's the power of creativity. It's one of the reasons why I love games so much, you know? You got to break away from your world, experience a different reality, different tension between people and creature there, different problems to solve, puzzles, treasure. A lot of it was all in the name of fun. Of course, I grew up in a time where everything came on a disc, and you really didn't have a whole ton of DLCs and microtransactions. But that's not the point of this. Some people need a reminder of what fiction and what fantasy and free creativity is. When you make a world, you can make anything. I'm sure you've seen the meme going around where it's like an artist realizes they can draw anything and then it hits them. It's like, oh my god, I can draw anything. Well, here's the thing. That same thing can apply to really anything related to creation. You can write a story about anything. You can make a movie about anything. Hell, you can even make a game about anything. And you can design it however you want. Whether it's going to end up being good or bad, yet to be seen. Yet to see where you go with it. See how creative you get. A little bit more complicated. But that's just me thinking about modern gaming again. Point is, you set the rules. You set the guidelines. You do not have to obey reality. You don't have to obey your laws, technically. The world you live in does not have to exist, technically, in the game you're creating. You're effectively creating separate forms of reality. Via in art, in book form, or in game. And we used to love that. Used to be so many adventures. But now we have quite a silly predicament. And specifically, I'm talking about what's going on with Genshin Impact. I just felt, I don't know, compelled to give my opinion, I guess. So, screw it, here we are. Genshin Impact's a fictional game. It does not have to apply or listen to my standards, to your standards, to anyone's standards. Because everyone's going to be different on how they design things. For those of you who don't know, they're trying to claim that Genshin Impact is doing cultural appropriation and whitewashing. So, to both of those claims, again I state, it's fictional. It does not have to obey the rules of the reality of which you currently live in. It does not have to follow any of your obligations. This would never have been a problem if everyone was colored green in Genshin Impact. No one would be making a fuss about it. This is quite silly. So you know what? Why don't we all just take a trip to like 1992? Whip out your PlayStation 1. Just go play an old game. Just have fun. Remember to just Embrace the fun of fiction again. Because in a different world, you can create anything. You can create your own tensions, your own wars. You could have a world filled with sentient breakfast foods. I don't know. Fuck, just have fun with it. People forgot how to have fun. It is what it is, I suppose. But yeah, it doesn't make sense to be annoyed with Genshin Impact or its creators. But hey, I can't stop you. I'm just here to remind you what fantasy, fiction, creativity, and fun was, with all its pros and cons. And remember, if you don't like something, depending on the circumstances, it might be just better to do something else. Play a different game, read a different book. There's a crap ton of different adventures out there you could be taking. Different worlds from different minds. Different fun to be had. Different fears to experience. All sorts of things. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. I'm hungry. Bye.